We're not gonna do that. Okay. Alright, and for the first time doing this on our second take, welcome to the Family First podcast, the first family to successfully... Fuck, no, I already... Yeah, I fucked it.
Yeah, you fucked it.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, we got season 1, episode 4. Do you know the episode name?
I did not catch the episode name.
Sad Sack Wasp Trap.
Oh, they kept saying that during the episode.
I think that's the name of the party they go to.
It's called the...
Or is it...
It's Reckney.
Oh, you're right. Is it called Reckney?
Yes.
So what? Oh, Roman just called it that?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Connor, and I think,
What a great Connor episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say great, it's just the most we see of him in, like, a bit.
He's kind of a bitch.
He is a bit of a bitch, but that's why we love him, the con heads around the globe. Episode starts. We went from putting on a sock to walking. He's successfully walking. They're morphing him up.
Yep.
Steroids. The whole shebang.
Yeah, 3 steroid shots in 1 month when you're only supposed to get 3 in 1 year.
I did not know. Is that a lot?
It is a lot. The doctor said that's why you're not sleeping. That's why he said that to Logan.
He's walking. Marcia tests him to...
Pushes him
to, turn off the music. Kendall is going to... He's kind of workshopping his speech that he's going to give at Reckney beforehand, and everyone's making fun of him because he wants to do a joke.
I'm kind of interested now to know what the joke was going to be.
Do you think well, here's the thing. Is it like, was he going to do a joke, or was he going to actually announce his retirement?
I don't know.
So, you don't really... It's kind of hard to say where Kendall's at with that. We see a little bit of Roman with his girlfriend, whatever, girl of the week.
Flavor of the week, yeah.
So, yeah. And, this was almost my favorite line, but he's like, why are you here right now? Like, I physically have to fart and I'm not because you are here. Like, please leave.
5 bathrooms in the house.
Shiv doesn't really do much this episode at all.
I mean, she's kind of doing some, damage control about this politician who decided to blast his asshole on social media.
Here's my asshole. Roman's having a fucking blast with that. But I don't know what's the connection between, like, why is Shiv trying to get, like, what's this political figure's connection to Waystar? Because
they say something about Pennsylvania Avenue, so I think his goal is to run for president, and they make a lot of like Democratic kind of jabs here and there, so the Dems want to change the world. And
they probably gain, having a relationship with some dude that's in office. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, this dude tweets a picture of his asshole, which is like so crazy. That's like so realistic to this day and age. Like, did you know there was the dude that on Twitter, he was like, he retired as like something, and he was like, came out as a furry, and then he was like, Officer Bow Wow out.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then he said hashtag service dog.
Yeah, he was a military general.
Yeah. And then Asia and all the other countries, they got like a hold of it, and then they were on Twitter, and they were like, look how weak and terrifying their military looks. And I was listening to this stand-up comedian, and he was like, I don't know about you, but Officer Bow Wow is the scariest fucking...
Yeah, because he was in charge of our military. Disgusting.
So we're introduced to something. This is probably the biggest thing in the episode, but you don't know it because it eventually grows to be something crazy. But Tom is thrown into the death pit. And explain what the death pit is.
So the death pit, apparently, the cruise line, anytime something happened on the boat, I mean, all the way up to murder, they would rape, yeah. They would go to a friendly port.
Yep.
And
have some sort of officials come in and take care of it.
But not really take care of it. Kind of sweep it under the rug.
Sweep it under the rug, very low PR, and
then a lot of payouts.
And the dude that tells Tom this is retiring.
Yes.
His
And
name
so
is
he, like,
Bill.
dumped it all on
So he
Tom's
dumps
life.
it all on Tom. Oh, because Tom is going to be taking his position. No? Right. And he kind of does it in a very nonchalant way.
So now Tom has the virus.
Tom has the virus. He tells Greg.
Now Greg has the virus.
And with no hesitation, he tells Greg. And Greg is like, do I have the virus now? And you kind of feel bad for him, but...
Well, okay. Tom tried to tell Kendall, but Kendall said...
Right. The Greg say, what did he say? He was like...
So Kendall pretty much said, my dad always told me that there are people that eat the shit so I don't have to eat the shit.
Yeah.
Was kind of the gist
but
of
like,
it.
My dad favored the people that would eat the shit for him and wouldn't tell him.
Right.
Or like that he didn't know. Basically, it was like, I don't want to fucking know about it.
Yeah. So then Tom's gonna get out a knife and a fork and some hollandaise sauce and eat that shit.
I thought it was great. I think this really hurt Shiv is when that lady told her, she was like, the only reason you have this job really is because you share a name.
Exactly.
Of that on the building.
Yeah.
And that's pretty true. Out of the three, I would say she's the one that hasn't proved herself enough to be in any sort of position.
No.
Kendall, he's prepping this speech for Logan. He kind of gets word of it and is trying to shut it down before that happens. That he's gonna actually, or does he? No, I don't think he knows until Connor's party.
Yeah.
And but Logan wants to.
Well, Logan comes to the office. Kendall comes into work, and there's Logan sitting at his desk.
Very surprised.
And they're all surprised.
Yeah. Because he's not... This is pretty soon after him having a stroke.
So they put Stewie in the back room so that Logan doesn't know that Stewie's there.
Right. So they set up this back room meeting. Logan finds him, and Logan wants to invest in data mining?
Yes.
Whatever I have no fucking clue what data mining is.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know either? Okay.
I do not.
Wants to invest in data mining. Kendall doesn't think it's a good idea. And Stewie's having second thoughts about this business deal he's made recently because he's seeing that Kendall is not under the authority that he's claimed to be at all.
At all.
And so he's like, he's like, who's in charge here, basically?
Yeah. So Logan sends Kendall back to his office to get some paperwork. And while Kendall is getting the paperwork out of his office, he discovers that his dad pissed on the floor. And in my opinion, I think Logan knew exactly what he was doing, and I think he was marking his territory and showing Kendall, this is still my company.
I think so. I think it makes sense. The way everything played out, how he went in immediately after him and Kendall were talking, and then he proceeds to try and get him in the office right after. I think it was a total move on his part.
Oh, definitely.
And I think they've been trying to like make you think before, because they do the thing with Shiv where he moves her hand, and he's been doing these things that you're questioning if it's under his sickness or this is just who he is. And I think this is the first time that you're like, wow, this guy's kind of whoa.
Yeah.
Tom tries to tell Shiv. He tries to tell Shiv, and she could not care less. He does a zombie metaphor about how there's bodies, but they're not really bodies. They're zombies, and they want to...
She's just so much about this butthole.
Yeah.
She is all about the butthole.
Shiv is Shiv is chasing that pink donut this whole episode. Tom gets confronted by Jerry at the party. Basically, Jerry's like, you can't come out with this. Because Tom's plan was that I'm just going to come out with it and, put light onto it and, like, try and point it to a few bad apples.
Yes. And
put the pin on them. Jerry's like, you can't do that. And then she tells this cake story that I don't even know, about a corpse.
The Sin Eaters.
The Sin Eaters, and some dude eats cake off some bodies, and he does his job until he dies and someone replaces him, but he gets a fuck ton of cake.
So basically she's telling him, like, you get paid very well to take it up the ass. Just take it.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And you question who told her, because he's only told two people, Greg and Shiv at this point. And so you kind of have to ponder, and he eventually thinks that Shiv did it.
Yeah, because
why wouldn't you? Because she hasn't been.
Greg pretty much convinced it wasn't me, man, it wasn't me.
Yeah, Greg, what a sleazeball, dude. It was Greg. At the end, we see that Jerry does talk to Greg, and she's like, good job, keep talking.
Yep.
And that's kind of Greg's best advice he's gotten throughout the whole show, because that's all he does is talk. The party's going. Connor's throwing a party, and he hates the service. The butter is too cold.
The butter's too cold.
And he tells everybody about it.
He has to apologize to everybody about the butter being
Everyone
cold.
needs to know about this cold butter. He flips on
the staff.
The forks are not
set
properly in a rich manner. He goes off on them, but after the party goes accordingly to plan, after firing a woman, the party planner, he comes in.
And the entire wait staff.
You guys are awesome. Good job, guys. We killed it. Love it. I love Connor. We see Roman with his date and some dude.
One of the waiters was...
Yep.
I guess kind of hitting on her. And Kendall comes over. It's like, you want her
number?
Roman.
Yeah, Roman comes over.
I mean, yeah. You want her number?
Just ask her.
Yeah, just ask her.
And he makes him refill his glass like 3 different times.
And so his date for the night gives the waiter her phone number.
Alright. I would say the biggest moment of this episode is probably Logan giving his speech, barely. Just milking that walk up there.
And Kendall was really upset because up until, like, right minutes before he was supposed to give his speech, they come and tell him, you're not giving the speech, Logan is. Right.
Like, literally, and your favorite line in the whole show is Kendall says, if he goes on stage, anything could come out of his mouth. Drool, anti-Semitism, a fucking tied handkerchief out of his mouth.
A string of tied handkerchiefs?
A string of tied handkerchiefs is... But mine was way earlier in the episode, and Roman, I don't even know what he's referring to, but he just says jerking off idea gloop into think boxes. It's just like such a dumb fucking thing to say. So yeah, Logan barely gets on stage. He gives his speech.
You think for 1 second he's gonna call out Kendall?
First, yes, I don't remember how the line starts. He says something like, when I was in the hospital, someone took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And you think he's gonna say Kendall trying to manipulate things, and then he just kind of does a little joke about Tom proposing.
Yes.
Which was sweet.
It was sweet.
But,
welcomed him to the family.
And then there's this really intense scene between Logan, or I'm not gonna say intense, but Logan and Kendall like, Dad, what the fuck, bro, dude, yo. And he's like, like you tried to kill me like a dog in the street, like you're trying to retire me, fuck off.
Fuck off.
And so let's just say things are not great between father and son right now.
No.
And the episode ends with Roman having sex, and his girlfriend, as they call the number of the waiter.
Waiter was calling her.
I think they called him.
No.
He was calling?
Yeah, he said, did you tell him to call?
Oh.
Kendall Roman said, did you tell him to call? She didn't say anything. The phone's vibrating. He puts it up her skirt and used it as a vibrator.
Mm-hmm. Huge Connor W. this episode.
Yeah.
He walked away. He impressed his dad.
Oh yeah, Dad was very impressed.
Dad was impressed. Who took the... I would say Tom got... Sucks for Tom this episode.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks to be Tom.
It sucks to be Tom right now. He's
good.
Shitting bullets.
Great episode. Great name. We're almost halfway through the season. We're getting there. I'm excited. Because I think this is when, in my opinion, when shit gets really good.
I'm excited for the season finale.
Oh, so until we get there. But until then.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.